Hello guys and welcome to my Corporeal Beast guide. When you're ready, grab your cup of tea, sit back, relax and enjoy. Corporeal Beast is a boss you can easily solo using melee and a spear type weapon, and the requirements for this are at least 80 plus combat stats and the Summer's End quest complete to get access to the Corporeal Beast. Corporeal Beast is decent money, but now because of the 120 Herbal update it's even better money. Because to make the Blessed Flask you require a Holy Elixir, and they are currently selling for a lot of GP. I don't know for how long this will stay the case, however Corporeal Beast will stay decent money. Gearing up for the Corporeal Beast is rather simple. You want to have Bandos armor or better and use a spear type weapon. If you have the money, use Cinderbanes because Corporeal Beast is actually poisonable. You can use a Sun Spear in the melee variant, a Celtic Spear, a Masuda's War Spear, or if you have the money, which is only about 8 mil, a Muziari. The auras I recommend are either a Vampirism or Penance aura, and if you really want to use it, you can also use a Zerker aura. As for your Scrimshaw, if you have the money and you want to spend a little bit to make your life easy at Corp, because Corp does do a lot of damage, you can use a Scrimshaw of Vampirism. And if you have them smithed, you want to bring along some armor spikes. As for your amulet, use a Amulet of Souls or Blood Amulet or just a regular Amulet of Fury if you do not have a lot of money. As for your inventory, what you want to have are stat boosting potions, sourdough and brews if you have the money for them, otherwise just use more food like rocktails or sharks, a games necklace to teleport there unless you're maxed, then you can use the max skill portal or in the future a PVM hub portal. You can also use a ring of vigor for your berserker rotation switch. Bring along adrenaline potions if you are doing that, if you have them, or replenishment potions which are actually better. An enhanced Excalibur to save yourself some food, and if you have any other invention switches you can bring those along. Now Corporeal Beast is a very simple boss with almost no mechanics. All he does is melee and magic attacks with a dark core that hops around during the fight. His melee attacks do up to 3000 damage and his magic attacks can do 5000 damage or drain your magic summoning and prayer stats, or an AoE attack which does 1600 to 2000 damage and splats out with hits that can hit up to 900 if they do hit, but they can also miss. Now the Dark Core mechanic can actually be ignored if you're using higher tier weapons and armor. However, the Dark Core does rapid typeless damage in a 3x3 radius and drains your prayer points per hit. Damage done by the core actually heals the Corporeal Beast. If you're not max, you can simply go to Corporeal Beast by using a games necklace which you can buy off the Grand Exchange and then choosing the 5th option. Once you're here, you have to go to the final room and then you can choose to start an instance or go inside the room to kill the Corporeal Beast. You do not need to waste money on a Corporeal Beast instance if you do not want to. Once here, pot up and use Deflect Magic for the entire fight. Now Corporeal Beast, like I said earlier, is a rather simple boss. Corporeal Beast is a boss you do damage at and you take damage. You just take a lot of damage, and that's why you eat food. Usually with a lower level setup you can get up to 3 or maybe even 4 kills per trip depending on your rotation. You want to use abilities like Quake to lower the target's defense, because Corporeal Beast does have quite a high defense level and you'll be splashing or missing your hits quite often. Using abilities like Debilitate and Devotion, you can definitely extend the amount of kills you can get per trip. Putting Devotion on your action bar is also an option if you really want to, especially if you're using Revolution and you forget to activate it. Two things you can bring along to make your trips even faster and more efficient is using a shield and a ODAC coil. You can place an ODAC coil, aka cannon at Corporeal Beast, and you can almost AFK with the right Revolution bar. I won't be covering that in this video because that's something else. You can actually use your shield to cheekily res here and there to save yourself some food. Again, I don't do this because Corporeal Beast is just a boss you can kill while eating some food, and it's still rather relaxing and just a nice boss to not use switches at, just because it's more effort. Now the Dark Core is quite annoying and you can hop around to avoid it, however you're better off just killing it with your AoE abilities like Hurricane and Quake, because it will respawn after getting killed anyways, so you're either going to be hopping around like a frog trying to avoid its attacks, or you target it and finish it off and keep attacking Corp, or you try and finish it off with your AoE abilities and you just ignore it. However, you will be taking a lot more damage if you completely ignore it. If you are going to end up zerking at Corporeal Beast, make sure you watch your health, because if you zerk, equip your Ring of Vigor, zerk, adrenaline potion, start attacking him, building up your adrenaline, using your thresholds like Hurricane and Assault for maximum damage. Then after your Zerg runs out, you use a Slaughter or something, walk into him. Keep an eye on your health, because when you're Zerged, you do take a lot more damage, and that Dark Core can do a lot of damage to you, and so can the Corporeal Beast, because you take 50% extra damage when you're Zerged. So that 3000 damage swipe from Corporeal Beast with melee, which, if you're not prey flicking, is going to hit you 3000 if it's a max hit, can turn into 4500, and if your health is already low because of the Dark Core, you could actually end up being killed by the Corporeal Beast. Though if you keep your health high, that shouldn't be much of an issue. It really isn't that hard. This is an easy boss. It just does a lot of damage, kind of like Greg, but Greg has a little more mechanics. And with that being said, that pretty much covers everything you need to know about the Corporeal Beast. Some things you could bring along are the Enhanced Devoted perk on your Augmented Armor, because it does reduce a lot of the magic damage you get from Corporeal Beast, but it's not a requirement, and you will be spending more money using Augmented Gear here, just so you know. Now, the Corporeal Beast is a boss I wanted to make a guide for purely because of the fact it's more money at the moment. It's kind of weird to make a guide on a boss that basically has no mechanics, but here we are. If you have a Reaper, or you just plan to kill this boss for the pet, or if you want to make decent money as a mid-level player, this is a good boss to kill. And with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.